All right, so today we're going to do a review of the Lost World Jurassic Park Kenner toy lines, and this is a vehicle line, by the way, and that is, of course, the Dino Snare dirt bike with Kata and the snare piece. Now, you might be wondering why I have the novel of the Lost World there. Well, first and foremost, this figure falls off along with the bike, and even without the figure and the snare, it obviously is going to fall off. That's why I have the book, and I was doing the narration, by the way, right now. So without further ado, I want to start with one at a time. So I'm going to start with the figure and then later with the dirt bike. So I'm going to start off with Carter, who, to be honest, does not resemble nothing like him because of the helmet that he's wearing. But I really love the design of this engine hunter with the leather armor, leather shoulder pads, knee pads. It's got a really cool design. Kenner nailed the crap out of this figure, and I really love it. I really love this design. I consider this to be my favorite Lost World Kenner figure. He looks kind of badass, ready to jump in a motorcycle. He also comes with a gun. This is removable, by the way. Now, I gotta be very careful because trying to get this thing out is horrendous because how fragile this section is. You know, when you try to pull it out, if you try to pull it out like this, there's a good chance that this could break, and obviously it's going to be stuck in that figure for the rest of your life, and you're going to have a really hard time getting that piece out of this little hole. But yeah, highly recommend, you know, try not to fool around with it. You know, you could either leave it on or you can just leave it out and just use it from other. And by the way, this is really kind of awesome. It looks like a realistic gun. I think it's for those of you that are weapon experts, leave it in the comments down below. What kind of gun is Kata being using? This is a really nice gun. And wonder how many mags that it has. But yeah, it's also kind of weird because, you know, I tried putting this on certain figures. But it's also kind of like the weirdest because his hands are like grips for the motorcycle handles. Or the handlebars, I guess. But him holding the weapon like this is kind of weird. Like if you put it like that, it looks kind of weird when he holds it. But nonetheless, this is how they, I mean, in the commercials, we do see him holding it like this. I mean, and everybody doesn't mind it. Looks kind of cool. I wonder if he's got a trigger mechanism on that gun. Call of Duty! I'm sorry. I can't stop watching JP Toy 97 in this video. It looks kind of cool. You know, as a matter of fact, looks kind of cool. It's really well designed with the gun. Oh my god, it's a Brachiosaurus! Kill it! Okay, I better stop. But yeah, it pops right in, but highly recommended for collectors not to try mess around with it. Like, try not to pull it like this because it's gonna break no matter what. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it. I'll put that rifle in the book. Now, the figure design looks awesome with the red stripes, white stripes on the pants. Like, he's really packed. Like, he's ready to make sure he doesn't get an accident. But like I said before, Carter does not resemble like the one in the film. He just resembled like one of those bikers in the roundup sequence when my favorite one is where one of the bikers rides underneath the Mamenchisaurus. That was awesome. Like, you got to have guts to go right underneath it without getting crushed. That's crazy. But yeah, when people got this for collectors, they might say, well, it's not Carter, but I'm guessing the helmet is sort of preventing him from showing his true face, I guess. But yeah, the figure looks kind of cool. And this can be attached. I'm going to put it back on. Just, you know, there you go. It slides in just easily. Like, to pull it out, it's like you just got to twist it. Like, you just got to get it right. Make sure, you know, to get it out, here's what you're going to do. Putting it in is easy. Getting it out is going to be challenging. But there's a trick to it. You just simply grab it, both fingers, you know, the two middle finger and the thumb. You know, you put it there, and then you put these other two fingers, and you start wiggling it around, and then it comes off easily. But for those of you that want to not leave it on because, you know, you might concern that your kid might accidentally break it, and you're going to have a hard time getting it out. So Probably for the best for those that are collectors. You either leave it out or just leave it on his hand. But either way, that's going to lose at one point. But to me personally, I always leave certain finished collectible stuff in one place. So, yeah. I'm going to leave him here. He's going to be chilling. The next one is going to be the motorcycle. So here's the vehicle that he comes with the engine logo and the Lost World Jurassic Park logo. I really love the color. Dark green, red color, green stripes on the seat, dirt all over the tires and the side of the motorcycle. Even on the other side, it's the same thing. Now, this one, I got it for $10, and I got him for like $5 with the gun. And this piece just recently showed up. It cost me like $15, but it was worth it. After all, I just finished a completed set of the smaller vehicles and accessories. The motorcycle is awesome. I really love the design, and it sort of resembles like the one from the movie, but not really, because if you watch the movie, neither this nor the one that we saw in the film don't resemble one another. This is like a wholly new level of motorcycle. Maybe they had it in stores and they just decided to use this on the toy line, and they went with more realistic motorcycles. Now, this piece does come off, as a reminder. This piece does come off. I better be careful with it because it's very fragile. This can break, too. So, I'm going to leave you right over here. Now, the motorcycle does have a feature. It just basically breaks apart. Like, it just splits in half, as usual. But, unfortunately, mine doesn't work because I got it like this. Apparently, I saw it on a video of JP Toy 97 where he mentioned that the midsection of where this can be attached breaks. And believe me, I have seen, like, look, for those of you that have seen JP's Toy 97, he did a review of this figure, and Jesus Christ, he's got like 3 dirt bikes with the attachment broken off. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's so fragile. I can see the meaning why this was glued in. I'm actually kind of glad that the seller who was selling this sort of broken his by accident. And he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna put it on glue, crazy glue or sticky glue, whatever glue that he just used. And I'll sell it. It was worth it nonetheless. But I was really glad that the seller sort of glued it in, because after seeing the review of JP Toy 97, I actually kind of think it will be better if it didn't have the feature. But if you want to see this thing fall off, go check out his video. And, of course, the 3 pile of dirt bikes that he had because of his brother. Jesus Christ, he's got a pile of them. But, yeah, I really love the motorcycle. Unfortunately, it doesn't stand on its own because it falls off, as usual. I also kind of wish they sort of added like something to sort of hold it in place so that it doesn't fall off. Like a big, what was it called? Can't remember. But basically the motorcycles that they use to sort of make sure it doesn't tilt it and fall off. But I guess Playmates didn't bother doing it, or it may take a hassle to create one, like an attachment or something. But I think it's all right. You can just put it like on some platform where it doesn't fall off. Oh, better not put in a place where it doesn't fall off. Its accessory comes with this snare piece. This snare piece took me $15, $14.99, I would say. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to kick my tripod. But yeah, this is a really cool piece. As you can see, it has the image of the Parasaurolophus. And on the other side is the Velociraptor. Now, the reason why there's 2 images on both sides is because if you look closely, if it's big, you can catch the Parasaurolophus. But if you want to capture a much medium size, like Velociraptor. Now, this is really a problem. When I first got it, I thought it was like, rises up and then shuts. But no, you got to fool around with this. I had to fool around with this thing, and I don't want to break it because this thing is very fragile. Let me see if I can try to get this thing to move. See if I can get it to close. It's going to be a hassle. Yeah, this is going to be a hassle for me. After, like, it seems like an eternity, I finally extended the rod. As you can see, the snare is much more smaller, so you can capture the velociraptor. But if you want to catch a much larger Parasaurolophus, much bigger animals, you can just shrink this thing back. Let's see if I can try it. Okay, this is really something that I don't want to do. Like, I'd rather keep it the way it was, because pulling it out, in and out, in and out, in and out, it's a waste, to be honest. I really wish the rod wasn't this fragile. I wish it was hardened, because if it was a hard plastic, it wouldn't be fine. But this thing can easily break. JP Toy 97 did show an example of what happens when you accidentally break it. Like, once you break this thing, you're done. Like, once it's broken, you can't glue it together because the rope is still in it. And obviously, this is a really fragile accessory, to be honest. And I would rather keep it the way it is. Let me see if I can try to get it back in there. Yeah, this is like a really very fragile stuff. I don't want to force it, to be honest. But you know what? I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But if not, I'll try to close it back. But yeah, it's a very fragile stuff. Let me see if I can try to get it back. There you go. Now it's back in place. Personally, I'd rather leave it the way it is, because if I try fooling around with it, it obviously is going to break. Let's be real. For collectors, probably for the best to leave them the way they are. You know, try not to fool around with this, because this is very fragile. Very, very fragile. It also can be attached to the motorcycle, as you can see. It can be pop in as usual. Looks pretty cool. And yeah, that's the Dino Snare dirt bike. So that's it for the review. I'm going to give the Dino Snare dirt bike a solid 5. I'm not going to lie. It's a solid 5. Now, as a quick reminder, the snare piece actually cost me $14.99. The bike cost me $10. The dirt bike guy with his rifle, $5 or $6. Depending on if he comes with the rifle or not. Getting him with the bike and the rifle can cost you $15, but if it comes with the snare piece, it's going to cost you $20. Getting the original box can cost you $15. It's not worth getting the box. Personally, I would rather get these than getting them with the original box. After all, what you're going to do with the original box? Nothing. But if you're a seller, you most likely would sell it with it and make it more sort of a came old school style. But yeah, like I said, it's best to get the figure and the accessory and the vehicle than just you getting the whole thing with the original box. But it's a shame that Kenner just forgotten. Like, it becomes some sort of like a past. And Hasbro screwed it up, and we got bullshit Jurassic Park toys from Hasbro. I just wish Kenner didn't fade away. I really wish Kenner... I mean, in Warmark, I gotta bring this up. Warmark is now releasing some of the Kenner toys. And I hope they bring this back. I really, really wish they bring back the 1993, 94 Jurassic Park, the 1996 and the 97, the Lost World, you name it. Hopefully they might re-release the Chaos Effect toy lines with unreleased prototypes. Hopefully they do. As a matter of fact, there's like this guy that I just followed on Facebook, Sierra Tech, did an incredible job of making replicas of Dino Damage, right? Dino Peace, and the weapons, rifles, even some of the Hammond Collection ones. And he literally, for the first time in his life, or actually, like it seems like an eternity, literally recreated the Triceratops prototype from the Series 2 toy line. And as well as the Ultimasaurus, which is crazy. There's even, actually, Jurassic Review actually did a review of the Ultimasaurus figure that a former Kenner employee absolutely had it. And I was shocked. As soon as I saw it, I was shocked. But yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you are a Lost World nerd, just say, the Lost World rules, or Hashtag The Lost World. Or The Lost World Jurassic Park, depending on how you would put a hashtag on. But yeah, leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification. See you guys later on the next video.